like to call the meeting to order. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the July 26, 2016 Laverne Planning Commission regular meeting. We do have a quorum. Our first item of business is to approve the meeting minutes from June 28, 2016. Do I have a motion to accept the minutes as submitted?
Make a motion to accept the minutes as submitted.
I have a motion to accept and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Minutes pass. Our first item of business, final plat, Mechanic property requested by JMC Surveying and Linda Mechanic. Proposed two-lot subdivision, 0.54 acres, property located at 125 Sunset Drive, tax map 018A, Group A, Parcel 3, R2 Medium Density Residential Zoning District, property owned by Robert and Linda Mechanic. Ms. Costanza.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. In your packet and on the screen, we do have a request to defer this item to August. This has now been deferred. It has been deferred twice already, so this will make the third deferral. And I expect that if we do not have resubmitted plat come August, that this item will either be withdrawn or it will need to be denied.
Very good. We'll discuss that with them at the workshop. Our next item of business, rezoning of property requested by Michael Tescahuni, 2.28 acres, property located at 5227 Murfreesboro Road, tax map 015M, Group F, Parcel 7, current zoning C1, government use, commercial proposed zoning, C2 highway service commercial, property owned by Laverne Plaza LLC. Mr. Sanders.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We have looked at this rezoning item for a month, 2 months now, and at the workshop, it was requested that the dimension of the Stones River entrance point be added to the site plan. You'll see in your packet, it is dimensioned out as 32 feet. The other request that was asked for was a title search be performed to locate the access easement that was supposedly granted to First Tennessee Bank. And in your packet, you will see that the members of the church had Bone McAllister Norton PLLC, attorneys at law, perform. They were the title company that performed the search. They searched the underlying plat, the Tennessee parcel, First Tennessee parcel. And while they did find several easements in documents, they did not find anything pertaining to First Tennessee Bank. I do have a copy of the easements that were located, and they included sewer access easement, another access easement, and a signage easement, but there was nothing pertaining to First Tennessee Bank. So all the technical items have technically been addressed. We do have members of the church here on behalf of this rezoning request, should you have any questions.
Do we have any questions or comments from the board before the vote?
Yeah, I mean, I still have an issue of if we moved ahead with this rezoning of how do they handle the First Tennessee parcel and how the access works without any issue. I mean, it's a problem because if you do the rezoning and cars come out through the area and something happens in that driveway area, who's going to be responsible?
Very good. Any other questions or comments?
Couldn't request to put a fence up through there, knock that off? Or is that, y'all use that
Well,
then it becomes a drainage issue. I really, you impede that crossover area from
and
what
John,
drive-
this is a rezoning too, so we can't request that at the present time. This is rezoning only, so we can't request that at the present time. So until the rezoning gets organised, but obviously from a legal standpoint, it's still a problem that we need to know. I think we need to know what's going on there. I mean, if there is no access easement, but yes, traffic goes through there, what happens if something does happen on the bank's property?
Very good.
or vice versa.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Any other questions or comments? Would the members of the church like to state anything in regards to what we've said?
Not really. Whatever you ask us, we'll be happy to provide you if we haven't provided you already.
Well, at this point, we'll be making a favorable or unfavorable recommendation to the mayor and alderman, so it will be going to the next board after here,
Yes, sir.
regardless.
Yes, sir.
If we have no other questions or comments, I'll take a motion for a favorable or unfavorable recommendation to mayor and alderman for the rezoning request.
Well, the way we've got it stand now, I think we have no option but to send an unfavourable recommendation to Mayor Alderman and let him go from there to the next step and see what happens on the legal side.
I'll second it.
I have a unfavorable recommendation to the mayor and alderman. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
I have a second. All in favor say aye.
Mr. Chairman, if I could interject before a vote, just for record's sake, and I know it's not a denial at this point, but if Graham could just state for the record the basis for the unfavorable recommendation. That way, the Board of Mayor and Aldermen, when they're taking this up and they review the minutes, they'll be able to hear not only what you said, but the reason in the motion.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
So I just want to add to my motion regarding the access easement between the proposed rezoning property and the First Tennessee Bank.
You send a unfavorable recommendation.
Unfavourable.
Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The ayes have it. We'll be sending an unfavorable recommendation to the Board of Mayor and Aldermen. So we'll be going to them next. Thank you, gentlemen. Our next item of business, recommendation to the Board of Mayor and Aldermen request for subdivision acceptance for Phase 12 of McFarlin Pointe, requested by William Shook. 34 lots on 30.6 acres, property located along Ben Hill Boulevard, Godfrey Court, Kilton Court, Plat Book 32, page 4, R1 Low Density Residential Zoning District, property owned by MFD1. Ms. Costanza.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We have received confirmation that the punch list has been completed satisfactorily to staff, and thus all of the technical items have been addressed as of this evening.
Do you have any questions or comments?
It's been on here for several months, and I'm glad to see we got it sorted out. So with that, send a favourable recommendation to Mayor Alderman for the acceptance of the subdivision.
I have a recommendation for favorable. Do I have a second?
Second.
A second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? We'll be sending a favorable recommendation for the acceptance of Phase 12 of McFarlin Pointe. Our next item, final plat Centrepointe re-subdivision of Lot 14 and utility extension, requested by Little John Engineering. 3 proposed lots on 108.16 acres, property located along Centrepointe Drive, tax map 017, parcel 37.04, and tax map 029, parcel 1.08. I-2 Heavy Industrial Zoning District, property owned by CPDC Holdings. Ms. Costanza.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Since the workshop, I can report that staff has received a copy of the signed agreement between TDEC and Panattoni, which was our main item that was holding us up for this final plat approval. The construction plans have been approved, so all technical items have been addressed this evening.
Technical items been addressed. Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to accept as submitted.
I have a motion to accept as submitted. Do I have a second?
I second.
I have a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Ayes have it. Our next item of business, request to set bond amount for public improvements for Centrepointe re-subdivision Lot 14, requested by Little John Engineering. 61 acres, property located along Centrepointe Drive, tax map 029, parcel 1.08, I-2 Heavy Industrial Zoning District, property owned by CPDC Holdings. Ms. Costanza.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. You have the quotes from Summit Contractors, Phillips Tree Farm, and Davis Properties in your packet. The proposed final total is $30,688, and there are no technical items for this item tonight. The bids came in and were reviewed to staff satisfaction, so we are happy with the amount that was submitted.
Very good. Any questions or comments?
Make a motion to accept the bond amount as submitted.
A motion to accept the bond as submitted. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, we have a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? We will be accepting the bond amount as submitted. Next item of business, site plan Centrepointe subdivision, or Centrepointe, Lot 14, request by Little John Engineering, proposed 601,680 square foot commercial warehouse on 47.70 acres, property located at the terminus of Centrepointe Drive, tax map 029, parcel 1.08, I-2 Heavy Industrial Zoning District, property owned by CPDC Holdings. Ms. Costanzo.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Again, due to the signed settlement agreement between TDEC and Panattoni and the approval of the final plat, we have no technical items to address tonight for the site plan for Lot 14.
Very good. Questions, comments?
Make a motion to accept as submitted.
I have a motion to accept as submitted. Do I have a second? I'll second. I have a second by Mr. King. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? We'll be accepting the proposed. Next item of business, site plan Centrepointe Lot 16, requested by Little John Engineering, proposed 130,000 square foot commercial warehouse on 13.05 acres. Property located at the terminus of Centrepointe Drive, tax map 029, parcel 1.08. I-2 Heavy Industrial Zoning District, property owned by CPDC Holdings. Ms. Costanzo.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Again, like the site plan for Lot 14, with the approval of the settlement agreement and the approval of the final plat, we have no technical items to address for Lot 16 tonight.
Any questions or comments? Is that the motion to?
Make a motion to accept as submitted.
I have a motion to accept as submitted. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? The site plan has been accepted. Our next item, site plan McDonald's remodel requested by Martin Engineering. 1.3 acres, property located at 505 Waldron Road. Tax map 0170, Group B, Parcel 1. C2 Highway Service Commercial Zoning District, property owned by James D. Yarborough, trustee. Ms. Costanzo.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. If you recall at the workshop, the only technical items that we had were the lack of overlay information pertaining to the facade, and that has been submitted. It's in your packet. There are 2 sheets showing proposed signage and the materials, which you'll see are almost entirely brick and glass. And the one thing that was asked for at the workshop was a right turn only sign, which was added to the plans. And McDonald's has sent some staff members to discuss the concerns about the stacking and the circulation, especially at the point near Ingram Road.
Did the sign have been put on the Waldron Road site?
The right turn only?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's at the Waldron Road
Yes.
exit.
I believe we had some questions at the workshop. If a representative from McDonald's could please podium. Please state your name and address for the record, sir.
I'm Ken Crowder with Martin Engineering, 5226 Main Street, Spring Hill, Tennessee.
We had some concerns in regards to the back of the property. If you're looking at the map on the right-hand side, I believe currently that's some kind of parking area.
That's correct. That parking goes away. The
Okay.
striping will go away, and then that becomes a drive aisle. So you have free access around the drive-through lane behind it to where they can go right around the drive-through lane and they can go out or they can come back around the building.
So if it was totally stacked up with vehicles, and an emergency vehicle had to get around the back side of that, is there access for that?
Yes, sir. He can get around it.
You can get around it.
That's correct. Because the stacking is going to occur along the side of the building. It won't occur in that drive aisle that's behind where you see the cars for the drive-through lane.
I actually visited this site this morning and went through the drive-through, and I have a little bit of concern with the double drive-through because of the area. And clearly from the picture, even right now, you can see with 2 aisles, you would be almost blocking an exit coming out on that south side of the picture.
Well, there's enough room with 2 drives that there's a bypass lane around the drive as well. If you go back to the site plan, you can see where the 2 stacking is, and then I have a car shown. There's 3 cars shown there at the very end of the drive-through lane So there's enough drive aisle there for that car to go around the building without being in the drive-through lane. So the fire truck or any emergency vehicles could come around from where that third car is shown and go around all the way completely around the building.
Can you get a semi through there?
Yes, sir. We've run a semi-template through there, and he can get around the, that's the reason why I moved the trash corral down here, because right there where you see the shaded area, right to the side of the drive-through is where the existing trash corral is right now. So we slid the trash corral down, give us access through there for emergency vehicles and for the delivery trucks.
Okay. I just personally have some concern with the turn width in that area. I've been on the site.
I mean, if we need
It's
to,
very
I
tight.
can send you a plan that shows a truck template on it that would show how he would traverse that area.
With this being a meeting,
Mm-hmm.
would you be opposed to coming back to the workshop so we can discuss this further?
I think I need to leave that up to McDonald's. I think really we'd really like to get approval tonight if at all possible. I mean, I think in the design, we've taken into consideration truck movements, car movements, and removed parking stalls and moved a trash corral to accommodate those movements
Okay.
in the plan.
And I understand that. We
Mhm.
just have concerns, and that's what the workshop's for, is to discuss those concerns, and
Mhm.
we didn't have anybody here to discuss the concerns with us.
Well,
So
I understand you. I understand.
we're kind of going on second and third hand
Okay.
back and forth to each other without
Mm-hmm.
talking directly to each other. So that's why I asked that.
But would it defer us a month?
Yes.
I mean, that's what you're saying? I mean, if I say I want to go ahead and try to get approval, is it going to be something that will
Oh, no.
will?
No, I'm just one member on this board now.
No, I'm just
Personal
saying.
request.
I mean, I want to make sure that we're doing the right thing for you guys too.
And we want to make sure that we're doing the right thing
And-
for the city.
But I know I can see your concerns, but those are concerns that we took into account too when we were relaying out that drive-through lane and the access to the rear
Right.
and everything.
Well, picking up what the chairman said, it was disappointing that no one was here for the workshop. I mean, we were here for you to
Right.
talk about it.
Well, I didn't know.
And I would agree with the
and-
chairman. I would like to see a sheet in there showing with the truck on there showing.
I
those
mean, I can do that.
And I
'cause
don't think that's only fair.
Mhm.
For us at the moment, we convened for the workshop to discuss it with you both ways. No one was here, so now we're
Right.
having a workshop here with you.
Well, I
Yeah.
understand that too, but I didn't realize there was a workshop meeting, and that's my mistake.
So your point being is you can either defer now or we have to vote on this plan. So the question is, what do you want to do? Sorry to put you on the spot, but we're just trying to work with you.
Well, I mean, my thought is, Jamon, what do you want me to do? I mean, I think we've addressed that in the design, what you are asking us for. And I think that that's something that we can address, as a condition of approval maybe, and not being deferred another month.
Well, unfortunately for us, this board, we
You can't
historically
do that.
we don't like
Okay.
doing that. It's just a problem. So for you, your bottom line is you can defer and it'll be a month. You come back to the workshop, or we vote on it, and then you've got to reapply, and you're going to
Well,
lose
see,
another
that's my concern, that you're going to make me reapply
Yep.
on something that I've taken into consideration, but is a month going to hurt? I mean, either way, it's going to be a month, because if I don't defer it, they're going to tell me I need to come back through Planning Commission and have to make a resubmittal, it sounds like to me.
So just for introduction purposes, good afternoon, Chairman, members of the board. My name is Jamon Daughtry. I'm the operator for the location there. My family has operated both Laverne and McDonald's since 2001. So we love, contributing to the city of Laverne. I sure wish there was a way that we could accommodate the needs and alleviate any barriers tonight.
I believe needs to be some extensive conversation about this. Like I said, I personally went to the site today and in a rather large car, and even in a large passenger vehicle. At this moment, like the setup is now, it can get very congested. I personally am very concerned with the double drive-through aisle. It really tightens everything up on the backside of that store. And with your semi-trucks coming in to deliver, currently, for the past years that I've been going down Waldron Road, they pull up in that drive aisle and unload right in your side door. So, you know, those are all things that we have to take into consider, and we just really need to discuss. So,
I appreciate the opportunity for that discussion, and appreciate your concerns as well. It's a concern for us as well, which is why the experts have, you know, laid out the plan for the double lane drive-through and made accommodation for the truck delivery as well. You know, they run it through their plan.
and even on another point, you're doing a double drive aisle for double the customers, yet there's no addressing the exit issue. So currently, you've got twice the amount of customers, or you're proposing twice the customers in the same exit situation with a no left turn onto Waldron Road. So there's some things there that we definitely need to discuss, and I think it's going to take a few minutes to hash them all out amongst us.
And we welcome that opportunity. Is there,
May I ask
Mr.
a question to the, I know y'all been out there and y'all discussed this. Do y'all feel like that everything's okay to y'all's satisfaction?
I mean, some stuff you're talking about, like the drive aisle, he's probably got about the same drive aisle width on this plan as what he's got today. So I know what the board's saying is,
Yeah.
you know, it's tight today, hard to get around, hard to maneuver. It's probably gonna be about the same in the future. Now, one thing that you're asking for is the auto turn for the truck movements. I've not seen it, but I know he's probably already run that program, and he can easily have a printout for you to look at to show that truck movement. Now, that's going to be kind of, you know, as this board, y'all looked at some auto turn stuff before, so if you're okay with that and agree with the way that simulates the truck movements, then you'll be fine probably after he shows you that drawing that he's stated he's already done. But, you know, that's a software program. Some people, some of you may still think that after you see it, that it's still too tight of an area to have so much going on. I mean, one thing I think y'all had said at the workshop, I've not heard tonight, was deliveries, because you were talking about the deliveries, but I think y'all was asking, you know, what time will the deliveries be? Are they going to change the deliveries to a certain time at night to where it's not when it's crowded, things like that? I mean, I don't know if that's going to help anybody's decision or not, but I know that's one thing y'all was talking about at the workshop too, that I've not heard discussed tonight. Same thing with the trash pickup. When will the trash pickup be? Because since you're moving it down further, I think that was, somebody had that concern at the workshop, is that going to be when this parking area down here is full, because, you know, you're losing some spaces in the rear and stuff. So I think that was brought up at the workshop. So I think y'all had several things at the workshop that, I mean, y'all talked about a few of them tonight, but it's definitely going to be real close and tight maneuvering. But of course, they're not moving the building, and they're not encroaching any closer to the stream in the back. And like he said, he's moved the trash enclosure to accommodate, probably trying to keep it as close to the existing conditions is what you've got there.
We'll kind of leave it at, would you like to defer? Do you want us to defer?
I think you should. And we'll
should
just
defer?
Yeah. And then we'll come to the meeting and address these items.
And so, are you able to share when the meeting was scheduled, the initial meeting, the workshop?
2 weeks ago tonight. It's always 2 weeks prior to the meeting. So it will be...
Can I ask a question? Is that online somewhere?
Absolutely, it's on the
Okay.
city website. Yes, sir.
All right, because I mean, I found where the meetings were, but I don't remember seeing where the workshops dates were, but
Okay.
that's, and like I say, that's my mistake. I should have,
And we'll make sure that a schedule with the exact times gets sent to you.
and that's fine. I mean, that, like I say, that's my mistake that I didn't find that.
We would rather wait 30 more days and get this right
Mhm.
and not have any problems 5, 10 years down the road, or not have somebody injured due to everybody being congested in that area. But,
Basically, Chairman, if I may,
yes, sir.
if you look at it from this standpoint, the workshop, right now, this is your test. We're giving you your test.
Right.
The workshop is the answers to that test. You might have seen how the other ones came through. If they're at the workshop, we can discuss these things. We can voice our differences, and they can be corrected or however, and you come through, and we can just, it just goes through. That's
Right.
why we have the workshop.
Right, and I
to
understand
answer
that.
these questions.
Yeah.
Because, again, without saying, I understand that that's probably your protocol to go ahead and do the simulation with the semis, but we have to physically see it. You know, we haven't seen it. We can't see it in front of us. We can't vote.
Yeah, and I understand that.
We can vote on it, but
Yeah.
it probably wouldn't go your way.
And I understand that.
We
I
want to be
understand.
confident in the product that we're approving.
That's fine.
So answer question, the workshop is the 16th of August, from what I can see.
Okay.
And then the meeting is 2 weeks after that.
5:30 in this boardroom.
All right, so we appreciate the time, and I'm sure we'll be able to address any concerns
Yes,
during the workshop on August 16th.
Yes, sir.
Easy to remember, my wife's birthday. All right, we'll be here.
Sorry to break you away, sir.
One request, can y'all just ask for?
Please
for a
ask for a
deferral.
deferral.
It's for the minutes. You need to ask for a deferral.
Then we would ask the board for a deferral for the workshop.
Thank you, gentlemen.
All right.
On
Thank you
item-
so much for your time. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks.
On item A, we have a deferral, so we can discuss it at next month's workshop. Our next item of business, bonds and letters of credit.
Mr. Chairman, everyone should have a bond list in front of them. Everything is up to date, like we discussed at the workshop. There's still the one that's for August 7th, but I usually will get it probably about a week ahead of time, so I should receive it any day now, and I'll get that updated. That's also the one that, Pointe Phase 2, he's working on acceptance. He still likes quite a bit, in my opinion, as far as the punch list to get complete, so he'll definitely need to extend this letter of credit for probably at least 6 months or a year, which I think he's just gonna do a year, and then, turn over a maintenance letter of credit afterwards, so, but everything is up to date.
Excellent. Any questions or comments from the board members?
I'd like to apologize for the board for my tardiness.
Very understandable, sir. You're a busy man. Meeting is adjourned.